Hey, welcome back to the channel, Tea Times for Two, Golf Travel for Couples. I'm Scott, and if you're new to the channel, normally my wife Cheryl and I rate and review golf courses and resorts from around the world for couples who like to travel and play golf. Today, though, however, we're continuing our series on golf courses in Scotland that my brother, my son, and I played on a family pilgrimage to our country of our ancestors. And today we're in Aberdeen, Scotland at Royal Aberdeen Golf Club, and we will rate and review the golf course. So stay tuned. For those of you new to the channel, we rate each golf course or resort based on 5 categories. The first category is its course layout and its playability for all levels of players. The second category we rate is the aesthetics or the beauty of the golf course. Category 3 are the course conditions. Category 4 in our Scotland series is the history of the golf course. And Category 5 is the value or bang for your buck. First category, for layout and playability, we're going to give Royal Aberdeen 4.5 stars. Really enjoyed the layout thoroughly on this one. And for playability, for all levels of players, we're going to give Royal Aberdeen 3 stars. The golf course was founded in 1780 and is the 6th oldest golf club in the world. Originally, the course was designed by the Simpson brothers from Carnoustie and later updated by James Braid. Royal Aberdeen is known as the home of the 5-minute rule, that you got one of the rules of golf. You had 5 minutes to look for your golf ball once you got to where you thought it landed or ended up. It's now been changed to 3 minutes. Royal Aberdeen has 5 sets of tees ranging from 5,100 yards to over 7,000 yards from the tips, which is why we give it more stars for playability. It's a tough golf course, but you've got those 5 sets of tees and you can play it as short as 5,100 yards. Royal Aberdeen is a true seaside links course with 9 holes going out from the clubhouse along the sea and the dunes, and then the back 9 coming back to the clubhouse up on a plateau overlooking, so you get some tremendous views on the back 9. This course is one of my favorites on the trip and one of my top 10 probably worldwide that I've played. Probably 3rd or 4th on this trip behind the old course, Turnberry, and then it's a toss-up between it and Cruden Bay. I liked it much more than Carnoustie. It's way more visually stunning than Carnoustie was. Royal Aberdeen's tight off the tee box. It has tall rough all around the golf course. In fact, on one of the holes we're going to show you, I hit a ball straight down. I thought I smoked it and didn't see it come up, and looked, and there it was. It went straight down in a bird's nest in this tall rough. So you've got to keep it and play off the tee. And it has really deep penal bunkering all over the golf course that makes it much tougher than the yardage that it says on the scorecard. And plus, you can play 6 or 7 holes straight that are either dead into the wind or dead downwind, which makes it, if you get 7, 8 holes in a row straight into the wind, it can be a beatdown. Category 2, aesthetics or the wow factor. We're going to give Royal Aberdeen a full 5 stars. I absolutely loved the layout of Royal Aberdeen and the beauty of this true seaside links. The front 9 might be the best front 9 in Scotland, and runs along a huge seaside dunes out from the clubhouse, and you feel like you're on another planet surrounded by these dunes. Absolutely beautiful. The back 9 plays back to the clubhouse on a plateau and has some terrific views of the entire course and the North Sea and all the oil tankers and cargo ships out there. It's really pretty. I could literally play Royal Aberdeen every day and never get tired of it. What an incredible walk it was. This was our second round of the day after playing the magical Cruden Bay in the morning. So another terrific day, like the old course Carnoustie day we had. And then we backed it up the very next day with Royal Aberdeen and Cruden Bay. So it was a great day of double headers. Some of our favorite holes shoot, I could literally list the entire front nine on our list of favorite holes. They were all incredible. So it's hard to just pick out some of them. But starting with number one, and it's probably makes nobody else's list, but I absolutely loved it. It's a medium length par four, downhill hole to the North Sea. It looks like an infinity green out there. The tee box is literally right outside the clubhouse, with the dining room just steps behind you, with the windows overlooking the tee. So people are having their lunch, which is excellent there, by the way. We had lunch there. Huge fairway, wide fairway with a big green. It offers you a smooth start. Donald Ross always said you should have a smooth, easy start to your round, ease into your round. Off the tee, there's 3 fairway bunkers that frame your tee shot, and then the green is kind of elevated. You have a deep depression short of the green, and then it comes back up to the green. And then if you miss the green long, literally right behind it is the beach, the North Sea. So you've got to be careful on your club selection there, and the wind will play havoc with it. So it's a great starting hole. The second hole, long par 5 with a long carryover grassy hillocks that you can see behind me. Then you're from there, you play through a windy, like a wind tunnel valley with these massive high dunes on the right. And then you got this tangly gorse on the left. So the next several holes can be really hard on club selection due to the high dunes on the right, because you don't know, it can block the wind and the ball gets up above them. I mean, you might not feel the wind down on the fairway, but when the ball gets above those dunes, the wind just plays havoc on the golf ball. Plus, there's not a flat lie on this hole. Probably the whole front nine, you're not going to find a flat lie the entire time. And then on this one, there's 2 pot bunkers, about 65 yards or so short of the green with your second shot. So if you try to reach this one in 2, you got to be careful of those. So I would just lay up 80 yards short, have a wedge in, and make it an easy 3-shot hole. Hole number 3 is a really long downhill par 3 with a terrific view from the tee box. You can see here the wind is a huge factor on this one because the tee's elevated up there, so you're above it. Probably 50, 60 foot high dunes on the right. So when the ball gets up in the air, the wind's really going to affect the ball quite a bit on this hole. So you need to play something low under the wind. Number 5, is really short par 4, slight dogleg right. The smart play is lay up off the tee short of these 2 fairway bunkers that you can see, as the fairway gets really tight after that. So you just want to leave it short of that. Leaves you 120, 130 yards for your second shot, protected on both sides by 4 bunkers. It's going to sound like a broken record. All the greens are protected on the sides by bunkers. Number 8 is a short par 3, and probably Royal Aberdeen's signature hole. And it kind of reminds you of the postage stamp at Troon. This hole, the wind can make it anywhere from a wedge one day to a 3-iron the next. It just depends on which direction the wind's blowing. Literally 10 bunkers surround this green. So you better be precise. When it plays the 3-iron, impossible golf hole. And number 9, it's a long par 4 dogleg right. It's got 2 fairway bunkers on the left and huge dunes and tall rough make it a really hard tee shot. Then your second shot's uphill to a green that's got fronted on either side by bunkers. In fact, you can probably see on the picture here, you can see Mercar Links, which is just literally right across the fence, which is another great seaside links golf course. So if you stay in the Aberdeen area, you play Aberdeen, Trump International right up the road, and then Cruden Bay and Mercar all right there together. So it'd make a great long weekend right there. Then on the backside, as you come back toward the clubhouse, you start number 10 is a short par 4, but you got a blind tee shot up over massive dunes, and you can see the gorse there. But they have 2 marker poles that are in 2 different colors that match the tees that you're playing that particular day to tell you which one to aim over. So if you're on the tee over here, you want to hit to this colored pole. If you're on this tee over here, you want to hit at this colored pole to give you an aiming point on your drive. But you don't need to hit driver here. You want to hit something that you can get and play in the fairway because it's a really short hole. And then your second shot plays over a small burn to a really small green protected by bunkers on the right. Number 12 is a 500-yard par 5. It's tee shot. It's big old fairway, probably the widest fairway on the golf course. And your second shot should be laid up to about 100 yards back because the fairway gets really narrow after that with 5 bunkers flanking both sides all the way to the green. So if you try to get there in 2, you're bringing those bunkers into play. And then it's a crapshoot of what lie you get if you're up next to one of the revetted faces or not. So just lay it up less than 100 yard or about 100, 110 out, play the hole from there, and you made it a 110 yard par 3. Number 14 is a medium length par 4, and it, depending on the tee or the day of the week, what the wind's doing that particular day, on the 14th, you want to lay up short of the dry ditch is recommended. A long hitter, you can clear that ditch, but it's a huge penalty down in there if you go in there, if you can even find it. Your second shot to the green's fronted by a mound wall that runs kind of diagonal across in front of the green, kind of like those stone walls at North Berwick. It has 2 bunkers left and then 1 right of the green. So the second shot, it's a second shot hole. 17 is a medium length par 3 with 5 bunkers on both sides of a 3-tiered green that slopes severely from back to front. And this hole often faces crosswinds, so it plays tricky on hitting this green because you've got those bunkers running down both sides. And then lastly, 18, it's a long par 4 that members play as a par 5. You have to miss the fairway bunkers off the tee, which is pretty much true of any links course. But there's really thick rough and gorse down both sides of this hole, and the green's kind of raised up, and it has 5 bunkers surrounding it and then OB right over it. So, and again, you might be playing that dead into the wind or dead downwind and having to hold it on that green. So it's a great finish. Category 3, course conditions. We're going to give Royal Aberdeen 4 stars. Fairways, greens, tee boxes, and you've seen on our videos and pictures, we're in great shape. As again, like all the courses we played up to this point, and really all of them we played in Scotland, they were in terrific shape for being the first week of April and being in the shoulder season. So it was our second round of the day after playing Cruden Bay in the morning. So it was a wonderful, wonderful day to get examples of seaside links golf. Plus, added bonus at Royal Aberdeen, the grill was very good for lunch, and the people in the clubhouse and grill were so friendly to us and treated us like we were members there. So it was a great day. Highly recommend Royal Aberdeen. Definitely worth the drive up, especially if you're staying in St. Andrews. All right, category 4, the history of Royal Aberdeen. We're going to give that 4 stars. It was founded in 1780, like we said before, and is the 6th oldest golf club in the world. So that's enough said right there. Originally, it was designed by the Simpson brothers from Carnoustie and then updated by James Braid again. Once again, it's the home of the 5-minute rule to look for a lost golf ball before you have to go back and replay. It's hosted the Scottish Open. It's hosted the Senior Open Championship. It's hosted the Walker Cup. It's hosted the British Amateur Championship and the Scottish Amateur Championship 6 times. So it's had its share of big time events. Champions on Royal Aberdeen include Justin Rose, the last time the Scottish Open was played there, and Tom Watson, the Senior Open, was played there. So you've got 2, one Hall of Famer and one that will probably be in the Hall of Fame. So if you want history, this one's got plenty of it. All right, category 5, value or bang for your buck. We're going to give Royal Aberdeen 4 stars for the week we were there. And then a week later, it would drop down to just 2 stars. First week, April, when we went, it cost us around $150 US. But literally the next week in April, in fact, if we had gone the opposite direction and played it last, it would have cost us about $245 US. So at $150 US to get this quality of a link style golf course with that amazing front 9 and then the gorgeous views you get on the back 9 and no 2 holes playing the same, definitely worth $150. All right, let's recap and give an overall score to Royal Aberdeen. I'd give Royal Aberdeen a full 4 stars. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. And so glad we picked it to play. The front 9 is incredible. It might be the best front 9 stretch of 9 holes in golf. The back 9 isn't a slouch either. I enjoyed it because you get a little better views. The front 9, you're down in those dunes and surrounded. You feel like you're on the moon. And the back 9, you get to see the North Sea and the town of Aberdeen and all of that. If you want a true seaside links course, you have to play Royal Aberdeen. And to have played a gem like Cruden Bay on the same day, well, that's an A+ day. Royal Aberdeen is not an easy course. In fact, it's quite punishing off the tee with really deep rough and bunkers everywhere. You got to keep your eye out. If you don't watch golf balls really well, you're going to lose a ton of golf balls on Royal Aberdeen. And it's not for penalty areas. It's just the rough is so deep. So if you played Royal Aberdeen, let us know what you thought. What was your experience there, and how much did you enjoy the golf course? And did you love the layout like we did? Share your comments with us below. Our viewers love to see what other people thought about the golf course, and we want to hear what you thought. We absolutely love hearing from our viewers. And as always, remember, if you like this video, please hit like and subscribe below so we can keep providing content for couples like us who like to play golf and travel around the world. And be sure to check back next week for our newest installment of our Scotland series. We drive up the coast about 30 minutes to the amazing hidden gem Cruden Bay on the northeast coast of Scotland. And also come back and check out our other series if you haven't done so before. We got them everywhere, from Las Vegas to islands all over the Caribbean to Scottsdale, Phoenix to Myrtle Beach to Cabo San Lucas and my all-time favorite, Bandon Dunes. So hopefully one day we're going to see you on the first tee. So keep hitting them straight.